Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. Thanks so much for watching. Today, I'm so excited to show you this comb. I found it on Facebook. I don't know if you've ever seen ads for it. It's the IRO comb, but I thought it was so cool. I've seen a lot of different ads for different types of like baby light sectioning combs on Facebook, but this one really made me feel like it was gonna be life-changing. So in full disclaimer, I actually reached out to them on Instagram and asked if I could try it, and they did offer to send it to me for free. So I had to take them up on it. And I'm gonna do a very honest review though, so don't think that just because they sent it me for free, I'm not gonna be honest about it. You're actually gonna see me, we're gonna go ahead and do a demo with it. This is the first time I've ever used it. I've played around with it a little bit, like a couple sections, but this is the first time I've ever used it doing a full head of hair, so you're definitely gonna see me struggle a little bit. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is because I want you to see how I kind of work through those challenges. Overall, I have to say I really like this comb. I'm somebody who does not like to use anything other than just like my regular teasing comb when I'm doing highlights. I don't like using boards even. I like to keep my tools as minimal as possible to save time. But overall, I do think that there's some areas where this will really save you a lot of time. So I'm gonna definitely explain that as we go through the demo. But real quick before we get started, what the comb actually does is it basically separates the hair, and I'll show you up close real quick. So you can see all those little spikes at the very end of the comb right there. So that creates tiny, tiny, tiny little strands of hair. So the more you dip the comb into the hair, the more it separates the hair and gives you thinner and thinner sections. It's really, really cool. I think that you can't even get this thin of a section doing baby lights unless you're using this comb or doing the air touch method, which that's something it kind of reminds me of a little bit, which I talk about in the demo too. What I like about it also is you don't need to get out a second comb to do your regular teasing comb work because it includes that on the top here. And then it also has the rat tail, so easy sectioning. You can kind of just do everything all with the same comb without having to put things down and pick them up, which is gonna save you time. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'm gonna be working on my sister's hair today, and we're gonna do some kind of teasy-Lights, baby lights, foilayage from scratch. I'm gonna show you how I do it. It's not gonna be super detailed with me describing all the techniques and stuff because I have another video where I show what I'm actually doing in the foil. But just so you can see how the comb works, I just wanted to do this demo and show you what the end result looks like as well. And the end result turned out pretty awesome. We took her from about a level 5, 6 all the way up to a level 10 on her ends, and it looks beautiful. So I can't wait to show you guys. Let's get right into it. And you guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you like this video, share it with a friend, and leave a comment and let me know if you've seen this ad and if you have used this comb, and if you have any insights to add to this review as well, or if you have any lessons that you learned from using it. I'd love to know in the comments below. Okay, so I'm gonna just use these flashlift pods with a bonder inside. We're just gonna add like a little bit of protection, but it's just really easy to use and not super messy. So I just got these. They're kind of fun to use, so I'm gonna do 20 volume. I always start with 20 volume and just kind of work my way up. Okay, so I'm gonna take a section about this thick right now. I would say that's probably about a 1/2 inch in width, but see how this section is just kind of, it's like deeper right here, shallow right here. I'm gonna section that a little bit before I use the comb, just so it has like an even distribution here. So I'll just kind of leave that part out. The best thing that you could do to make sure that this works really well for you is to comb the section out first and make sure that your fingers are flat like this. A lot of times when I'm teasing, I keep it like this, but you'll notice like it'll be really hard to get through the hair if you do that. So comb the section out, make sure it's super even, and then follow it through with your fingers. So that's why you don't really want to take a bigger section than your fingers, because you want that even tension there. And then when you put the comb in, it goes right through. So as it does that, then I just separate the bottom like this. This effect kind of reminds me of what the air touch method does with the blow dryer, how it blows the top of the hair out. it kind of leaves you with that really fine section like that. And yeah, it's very similar. So I'm just gonna kind of separate it with my fingers a little bit before I put the foil in. And so what that comb does is it kind of makes it like a baby light, except you don't have to spend so much time doing all the little weavings. So once you get the hang of it, you know, with anything new, it's just gonna take some time to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's gonna save you some time, I predict anyways. So here's another section, just so you can see the width. Okay, so remember, comb the section out first so it's nice and even, and then follow it through with nice even tension with your fingers. And then you could kind of do it fast, you could do it slow. It's really awesome. Oops, I messed that one up. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna tease the top just a little bit. Her hair is so clean right now. Oh, so I have to be careful. Usually I hold my comb this way, but you see I just like, it kind of got in the way. So I'll probably want to put it down each time that I section. So I tease the top a little bit just to add a little bit of softness at the top. This is my first time using it, you guys, so you're gonna like see me struggle a little bit, but I just think that's good because I don't want you to give up on it just because you have a few struggles. I want you to see kind of how I work through it. But I really like how even you could get the section as far as density goes. I really like how even you could get it, and I mean like, it's not like super thick on one side, super thick on the other. It kind of just does it really even, so I like that. Whereas sometimes when I'm sectioning with teasing or baby lighting, I have to do it a couple times because it doesn't always get that even the first time, so. Her hair is super clean right now. When she came in, it was a little bit more greasy, so I wanted to wash it out because I was just concerned about like if the hair is clumping together, how well the comb would do trying to like separate everything. Now it's like extremely clean. So maybe like day-old hair for most people would be the perfect canvas to work on for something like this.
Mine was day-old.
Well, yours was two day old, I think, right?
No, I think I washed it yesterday.
Just depends. Not super greasy, but not super clean either. Because it's a little bit more difficult to tease that way. So I might have to use a finer tooth comb to tease it. Whereas if it was just a little bit of grease in there, I probably wouldn't have to do that. So I make sure like the section comes straight out from where the hair lives on her head. So I'm gonna comb this out first and follow it with that finger tension. And I'm just gonna do a little bit. So I did it a little more shallow this time. Just section that bottom part out. Make sure it's out of the way. And then I'm going to actually use this little bit finer tooth comb to tease it slightly. Because the comb did a lot of like the blending work for me, so just a tiny bit of teasing at the top is gonna be fine to create some softness there. So as I'm going through it, it's just getting easier and easier and quicker. I love the sectioning that it does. I've seen some different ads for combs and you see the ones like that have a little teasing comb like this, but then there's the little spikes on top and it kind of does the baby lights by separating it at that very slim section at the top of it. That wasn't super exciting to me because I like to have a little bit more control over the baby light. But with this one, and I could just kind of gradually keep pushing more hair out of the way if I want the section to be thinner and thinner. So that's what I'm really liking about it so far. And like I said, I'm getting a little bit faster as I go through it, which of course, anytime you start something new, it's gonna be a little bit funky and awkward at first. So I'm trying to just get that out of the way for you guys so that if you wanna try it, you can kind of get through those challenges a little bit easier. But I'm really liking the comb so far. I'm really glad that I have it. I'm definitely going to use it. So I'm going to do a little experiment with this section, and what I want to see is if there's a difference between putting the comb down toward the bottom of the hair versus putting the comb toward the top. And then I also kind of want to check out, maybe I'll do this on the next section, but I also want to check out how much of a difference going shallow is versus like going deeper. Well, I guess we just saw it right there, huh? So the shallower you go, the less hair it's going to move, but you still want to at least go enough to where the end points are getting the end points of the hair. So what I mean by that is if I put this in just like that, I'm not separating any hair from the sides. So I want to make sure that even if I want to go shallow, I at least make sure that the ends of the section are touched. Let me separate that. Okay, so on this one, let's see what happens when I've been kind of putting it more in the middle of the hair. So let's see what happens if I do it more toward the ends. If they have a lot of layers, that's something that you want to think about because you can't really have that option if they have a ton of layers. They'll just, too much hair will fall out. So you'll have to do it more toward the middle, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna do it more toward the end. Okay, so if I do it more toward the end, then the hair is just kind of gonna get stuck right here a little bit more, which is fine because if I want to tease it, I want to get that out of the way anyways. So if you're wanting to do some teasing, it might be good to actually start there. And you could always just kind of pull it out of the way too by lifting this top section up and then pulling that down. That's gonna be a super fine baby light, but that's cool because I like that to fall over everything I did. I just like to clean that at the top a little bit. This is so much faster than doing baby lights. I think this is my favorite part about using the comb is the baby light. When I try to do teasing, I just feel like I'm always resorting to my other comb because I'm just so comfortable with it. I'm such a creature of habit. But when it comes to the baby lights, it saves enough time that I think I'd be willing to use it over trying to just weave everything. So I love that. All right, so I'm just leaving this hairline out because it's a little bit more difficult to get to. So I'm probably just gonna resort to using my regular fine tooth comb because it's just easier for me to work with when it's just such fine sections. So I will say that this is easier to use with a little bit higher density and just thicker strands too. Her hair is very fine, so it makes it a little bit tougher to use. Especially around the hairline though, I'm just going to use my regular fine tooth comb for that. But I love using this for baby lights. I think it's way faster, I think it's awesome. Okay, now for this last mohawk section, I'm just gonna do horizontal sections so that I can just see maximum amount of highlights. If I do a more vertical, the way they fall, they just kind of look a little more streaky. So I'm just gonna do horizontal sections for this last mohawk section here. So I would say probably about like a 1/4 inch apart, maybe to a 1/2 inch. No matter where she parts her hair, she's gonna see some like soft veiled highlights. See how you could just kind of make it smaller and smaller? I really love that about this comb. And you guys, I do much more in-depth kind of pattern and placement videos. This is more just about showing you how to use the comb, but if you want to see more of those, just make sure to check the link in the description. Okay, so what we have mixed up here, and you could just kind of check that out for a second. So I have 5NW in this one, and then I have just 7N in this one. So the majority of my toning I'm going to do is 7N, and we're going to do something else completely on the ends. I'm just tapping some of the roots at the very top with 5N just to create an even more seamless transition. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, my name is Lauren. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I have not asked them for a discount link yet, but after making this video, I'm gonna go ahead and ask them if I can have a discount link to offer you guys. But overall, I really like this comb. I really appreciate the innovativeness of this comb. I think that somebody worked really hard to design something like this, and for a lot of the work that I do with foilayage, this will definitely save some time, especially with the baby lighting. I can't even believe how fine you could get those sections. That's so important to me, and I think that you could do it a lot quicker with this. With practice, you know, for me, you saw me fumbling a little bit. Like, I'm not perfect whenever I try something new, so it definitely will take practice, but for that result of getting it super thin with doing those baby lights and making it just go so much faster than having to weave everything, I think it's worth getting over that learning curve and actually implementing this into your foilayage service. So those are my thoughts on the comb. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I so appreciate all my subscribers. And by the way, make sure to subscribe, like this video, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified about new videos. And make sure to share this with a friend if you really enjoyed it. Oh, and if they end up giving me a discount code for the comb, I believe it ranges from like $25 to $30. It's really well made, so don't let the price scare you. The end result is, to me, worth it. If I reach out to them and they decide to give me a discount code to give you guys, that's gonna be in the link in the description below. So thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Lauren, and I will see you soon.